Patricks in the world," Emma replied. "I'm sure at least some of them are monsters." Bao couldn't argue with that, so she got to her feet and walked over to a section of school gym bleachers that her friend Naomi had liberated from Silver Springs High. Then she flopped down, her muscles burning from a long day of training. "How do you feel?" Emma asked, her eyes x-raying Bao. They looked even bluer than usual against her pumpkin orange sweatshirt. Despite the fact that it was still over 100 degrees in Silver Springs, Emma was determined to show her fall spirit. Bao thought about changing the subject to actual pumpkins, or costumes, or Halloween baking or crafts, all subjects she knew would distract the girl in front of her. But she'd never been able to lie to Emma, or avoid her questions for long. So she told the truth, as much of it as she could bear to say out loud, anyway. "I'm frustrated," she said, kicking her white sneakers against the bench. "I'm restless. I can take Patrick's head off 15 times a day, and it's not going to get us any closer to rescuing Dante." At the sound of their ex-best friend's name, Emma went quiet for a moment, and Bao knew she was remembering things too. Things like the trailer laboratory the two of them had found in the middle of the Oregon forest last winter, and the man inside, who'd been Bao's long-lost father, and not her father all at once. Bao had told Emma everything, of course, all the gory details Emma hadn't seen while she waited outside the trailer. About finding out La Llorona was not only the ghost deity Bao had defeated in the void, she was also Bao's grandmother. That part had taken a little explaining. See, after drowning her 3 children in the river, La Llorona had found a way to bring them back to life by merging their souls with those of living victims. Her twisted experiment had only worked on her second son, Beto, which Bao discovered was her father's true identity. Only the experiment, like most things La Llorona did, had gone pretty horribly wrong. Beto had run away in horror from his mother, changed his name, and tried to bury his past. But over time, the soul his was bound to, a boy victim of La Llorona's named Joaquin, started to become more dominant and resentful. Eventually, Joaquin had hatched a plan to use Bao's connection to the void to tear open its fabric and let out every loathsome creature inside to feed on the living, luring her to the forest by using Dante as bait. Working with Beto, Bao had managed to free Joaquin's soul, put an end to his awful plot, and get her friends back to safety. All except Dante, who, fed by his own jealousy and anger, had gone willingly into the void and remained there. Even with the Ninos' centuries of knowledge about the void and its inhabitants, her father's memories of Joaquin's machinations, and Bao's own growing desperation to smash her way into that terrible place by whatever means necessary, they still hadn't managed to rescue him. It had already been 8 months. "We're going to find him," Emma said at last, putting a hand on Bao's shoulder. "You said yourself that whoever is keeping Dante wouldn't want to give up the leverage they have over you by killing him, so it's just a matter of finding a way in," Bao said, almost to herself. She had fallen asleep repeating that truth to herself over and over every night since January. But the months kept going by, and Bao's faith in her own understanding of the situation was flagging by the day. Joaquin had told her, while tied to a chair in his trailer lab, that the void wanted her, La Llorona's granddaughter, who had twice defied its soldiers, who had snatched 3 living souls from its depths, and was determined to take a 4th. But if the void wanted her so bad, why hadn't it shown her how to enter it again? Why wasn't it using Dante to lure her back? She hadn't had a single vision of its ghost-riddled depths since she'd returned from Oregon. Not one. And she couldn't help but wonder why her